Hello, everyone. Welcome to Harv's World for Impromptu Friday night action on FS22. That's right. And we decided to go to Ehrlengrat. You know that German map that they came out with in FS19? I never got a chance to play it. Never had an opportunity to play in FS19. And, well, I'll tell you, I'm still picking up on the fine points of FS22, and I figured, what the heck, man? If we're going to do impromptu action occasionally on the weekends, Friday nights or whatever, might as well make it some FS22. Ooh, swinging that one right around there. And Ehrlengrat, at least getting started, is apparently all about mowing the grass. Mowing a lot of grass. So we're gonna see what this map has in store for us. Caveman's with me tonight. Say hey, Say hi, Caveman.
Hello. How's it going?
And too cool. Good to have you with us, man. I know you enjoy the impromptu streams on Friday nights. Sometimes on Saturday nights. Depends on when I've got a little spare time. Easy Rider, how you doing, bud? And Watching Striker, welcome to the stream. I don't know what you said, but welcome to the stream. And I'm missing my edge here. Is it banquet night? Impromptu stream is always banquet night too. Cool. This is when I get to play casual, when I don't have to make a video or a tutorial or whatever. I can just get on and muck around, and Caveman decided he wanted to join me tonight, so he's up very, very late. If he doesn't make it the whole time, I completely understand. It's almost midnight for him actually already, so
It's 11 o'clock.
that's almost midnight in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah, in the grand scheme of things.
Hey, Christine Cartwright, aka Segan. Isn't it past your bedtime, bud? How's it going, man? How's the wrestling going? I know you've been kind of kicking butt and taking names lately. Every time you drop in, you tell us you've won something here or come in second or third there, and good for you, man. That's a good question. What is Caveman drinking? Anything?
Dr. Pepper and Mountain Dew.
Is that mixed?
No.
You mix those? Okay.
Sometimes I pick up the bottle of Dr. Pepper. Sometimes I pick up the can of Mountain Dew.
Oh wow, you're hardcore. He's a two-fisted soda drinker. I think I need to put a weight on the front of this tractor. This mower is a little heavy.
You want the weight off the front of mine because I really don't need it.
Probably wouldn't hurt. When I catch back up to you. Hey Eric, how you doing? Sparky, good to have you with us, man. And that reminds me, guys, and I don't want to forget this on a mainstream day. But as you can see, we are doing very well, very, very well on our Christmas fundraiser. And Sparky is one of those guys that doesn't have the opportunity to donate cash, but he wanted me to let everybody know that he has a lot of expertise in electrical issues. Certified electrician, that kind of thing, in the U.S. anyway, as far as electrical code and all of that stuff goes. He wanted me to let everybody know that he would be willing to donate his expertise if somebody had an electrical problem they needed help sorting out. So if you're having wiring issues in your house or something like that, drop into the Discord, give Sparky a shout out. He's more than willing to help you get that fixed, or at least give you some advice about what to do in the future. So thank you very much for that, Sparky. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. You don't have to donate money. It's all about just being a kind person to the people around you. And Sparky is exemplifying that right now. Thank you, sir. Thank you very, very much.
Watermelon monster. That sounds a little rough.
Watermelon. I love watermelon. Drop your weight when you cross by me, caveman, and I'll pick it up. Oh, I didn't want to jack up your windrow, but...
I got it. It's fine. See, I just pull that one over into this one a little bit and make it look.
I don't really know what we're going to do here on Ehrlengrat to make real money. It seems a little bit sparse in that arena getting started, but we're going to see. Alright, let me catch up with chat here real quick. What a combo, right? Redshift, the Fox, Ehrlengrat, sound of Russian origin. Am I right? No, it's German, actually. Ehrlengrat, if I had to say, was probably the Swiss Alps. So I guess not technically. It's on the edge of Germany and Switzerland. Look at those mountains. Tell me that's not the Alps.
It's, like in 19, it was released as the Alpine expansion.
That's right, the Alpine expansion.
Alpine is the Alps.
That's right.
So,
yeah. I think I'm going to need a bigger weight. I'm not even joking. This one, said, you thought you had enough weight on the front of this tractor. For me, it's only 8 p.m. Just the witching hour to begin enjoying an adult beverage or 12.
8 p. That late, Har?
Yeah.
A day around here, it's 12:30.
Well, I've always heard about it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Well, here they say it's 12:30 somewhere. You made it through lunch. You're entitled. That's how they feel around here about it. You're entitled to an adult beverage if you made it through lunch.
Outdoor Corey, how you doing, bud? Haven't seen you in the stream for quite a while. Watermelon Monster keeps you awake while driving. Hey, drink whatever you need to stay awake while driving. Please. Although I know you make that trip several times a week, so I'm sure those roads get a little bit repetitive. Simon C. Buenas noches to you too, Simon C. How are you? Outdoor Corey, if he wakes up by 5, he'll have a beer by 11. Wow. No, that would just put me right back in bed. I'd go right back to sleep. Seriously. Oh, American Truck Simulator. Yeah, I've done a little bit of that here and there. Don't get as much time to play casual as I used to, but Caveman said earlier, Segan, it's just after 11 p.m. for him.
Sure did.
FS19 is stupid cheap on Steam right now. They're having their autumn sale. Last I saw it was $7.99. Which is good for me, because that means more people coming into 19. They'll be picking up on all my old 19 content. Give me a chance to catch up on 22 content. Excuse me, guys. I had a really... Caveman can attest to this. I had a really nasty sneezing fit just about the time I was getting ready to launch the stream. I actually had to wait about 5 minutes for the sneezing to die down. So if I'm a little rough tonight... If I'm a little rough tonight, that would be why.
That he did.
Oh, so Corey's on the East Coast too. He's in your time zone, caveman.
I saw that.
No Sharko tonight. He,
And looks like Eric is also on the eastern side.
yeah, Eric used to live out west, though. He's got all kinds of great information about Nevada and areas in this general area that I live in these days. I agree, Sparky. Sleep is way underrated. I don't get nearly enough, and when I do get it, it's usually kind of disturbed, like Harv. Harv's a little disturbed. I'm here on a Friday night, right? Mowing grass on a virtual mountainside. No, not that. That. Thank you.
Could be worse, Harv.
Segan, yes, I do. Nevada, USA. What could be worse, caveman?
You could be pretending to mow grass on an. You said you're here mowing grass on an imaginary or something like that.
Yeah,
You could be pretending to do it and not doing it at all.
that's true. That's very true. That actually reminds me of a show that I picked up or started watching um, while I'm doing other things on Netflix called The Queen's Gambit. If you're interested in chess at all, and yes, I know I'm one of those geeks who pays attention to chess and the like, I love chess. I wish I had time to play it again. I don't, and even if I did, I wouldn't have time to be as good as I'd want to be. It's about a young lady who's basically a chess prodigy, and she actually does imagine playing chess. Like she's laying in bed looking at the ceiling, and the ceiling tiles are all chess pieces for her, or chess squares.
I think I've seen something about that.
It's really good. Hey, Mervin. Good to see you again too, bud. It's been a while, man. Not super long or anything, but long enough to have missed your presence, man. Oh wait, Mervin's in Australia, so it's more me than Mervin. I don't stream late enough for Mervin to catch me a lot of the times.
Oh my god. Guess what still works on 22?
What's that?
Fast Farm works on 22.
Really? What is
Yep.
there? What is there to fast farm? You're
Why
just
Renro at 9 miles an hour when you can do it at 32?
They didn't fix that, huh?
Nope. Sure didn't.
Hey, DJJD, haven't seen you in a while either, bud. It's 12:50, almost 1 a.m. for you. Are you in Hawaii or something? I mean, oh wait, no. Never mind. Shutting up. You'd have to be east, not west. Duh, Harv.
Are we bailing that or are we putting it in the bunker?
I don't know. What do you think?
Don't matter to me.
I mean, our only real way to make money right now is by silage, because this map does not provide you with much in the way of an opportunity to make cash if it's not making cattle feed. Newfoundland. Oh, I was just reading something about Newfoundland. Newfoundland was where the Vikings landed and made their first colony on the in the New World. They beat Christopher Columbus by 500 years. I mean, the natives, Native Americans, drove them off eventually, but they have found remnants of Viking colonies in Newfoundland, which is, in my opinion at least, very cool. Oh, dude, you're going to San Francisco? That's cool. No, shark.
That's why.
Go ahead.
That's why this thing's a bloody nightmare to do anything with. It's got those wheels that turn when you turn.
Sharko is not unattended on the other farm. Sharko is sleeping, which is when he's safest.
Yeah. I'm gonna put this in the bunker silo.
That's a good idea.
Um, and then we'll bail the smaller field.
Corey, my understanding it was Leif Erikson and his crew that ended up reaching the New World. They stopped in a couple locations before they got there, but Newfoundland, Leif found Newfoundland. He called it Vinland or Vineland because there was a prevalence of grapes and berries available. And he left. He went back to Greenland. He never returned, but Vikings went after him and settled there, at least for a time. A half-hour time zone? How do you have a half-hour time zone? I'd never even heard of such a thing before. That's kind of cool, actually.
Heard of that either.
Newfies? They're called Newfies? Do y'all know why Greenland was named or called Greenland? This is actually an interesting little fact.
Greenland was called Greenland because they wanted more people to move there.
That's right.
And Iceland was called Iceland because they didn't want people moving
That's not necessarily true. The Greenland part's true. But they did entice settlers from Scandinavia to come to Iceland. They did want more people there.
I don't know why Iceland's called Iceland. Tell me why Iceland's called Iceland then.
I don't know. You tell me why Iceland's called Iceland.
I don't know.
Because it's
I thought what I just said was it.
Because it's icy. I've heard that tale before too, but I've never read anything to back it up. I've heard other people say that. I mean, it could be true. I've just never seen any scholarly information that verifies the claim. Yeah, Iceland is more green than Greenland. Hey, speaking of Sharko, look at that.
Oh my god, he's not asleep.
He's not asleep. When I say Sharko's sleeping, guys, I mean he's the first one of us to pack it in when we're working and say, I've got to get to bed, guys. And he's the youngest of us. It's like, I better go to sleep, guys. Well, the grass is all mowed. I guess that's going to do it. I'm glad you guys came along for the ride. No, we're not done yet, but I'm not sure what we're going to find to keep us busy. Although I did set time pretty quick.
Oh, you can always go do some bailing if you want, or some windrowing.
Well, I'm going to have to. I thought you'd follow me down here and windrow this, but
I didn't know you were gonna go there.
The thing I want to know is, do we need to turn those into actual grass fields? Like, plant grass and do all of that.
I mean, it might not hurt. Um,
Can we do?
Question is, though, can we get away with a subsoiler, or do we actually need a plow?
That's what I was about to ask. Will we need a plow, or can we just? Are they field enough to cultivate?
Well, they require plowing, and it shows up as a it it somewhat shows up as a field, but it doesn't.
That's what I was
I don't
talking about
know. I'd
earlier.
probably grab a subsoiler and try with that.
You got paid 100,000 for each collectible you found on this map. I haven't played anything where I have actually found a collectible yet. I found some, just surveying a map and whatnot. See, there's that whole mythology about Iceland again. If enough people say it, it must be true, right? If it's on the interwebs, it has to be true.
It's on the interwebs doesn't mean it's true, but I guess if enough people say it's true, it's got to be true, right?
Oh, Segan, you got to see Ghostbusters Afterlife already? I didn't want to see the Ghostbusters remake because A, I'm an old fart, and B, um, I when I like something, I don't want to spoil it by watching somebody do it differently.
Fair.
It's like I've actually never watched the Jim Carrey version of The Grinch because I grew up with the original cartoon, and that's what I know the Grinch to be.
Yeah, I did not like the Jim Carrey version.
Well, Sharko, we were talking earlier a little bit about this, and Greenland was definitely, and this is an absolute truth, written in the Viking histories. Greenland was called Greenland because they wanted to entice people to move there and settle there. Calling it a massive island that looks like a rock in the middle of the ocean probably wasn't going to accomplish that goal. The Vikings were not stupid. Actually, the more I read about the Vikings, the more. Because, a lot of people just kind of think of them as bloodthirsty killers and all of that. No, they were incredibly. I mean, they were bloodthirsty killers, but they were also incredibly well versed in diplomacy, taking advantage of a situation. They were an impressive race of. Not that they're not a race of people. Scandinavians are a race of people, which the Vikings were. Viking is an occupation, which people from Scandinavia will remind you about. Viking is not a race. It's not somebody that you are, it's something that you are.
One thing we forgot to account for.
Was that?
We forgot to account for the weight on this forage wagon.
Oh, your little tractor not quite managing it.
It does not like it going up that hill from the hill where you started on. It does not like going up that hill.
Uh,
It'll do it. It just does not like it. really not happy.
I really liked the Vikings show too, Kyle. It wasn't historically accurate, but it was to some degree. Like a lot of the characters on that show really did exist and did or were involved in a lot of the things that they showed. But Rollo was not Ragnar's brother in real life. Yeah, that's what I saw, Segan. I like I like Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd. Unfortunately, Egon, the actor who played Egon, is dead. Who was such a brilliant comedic voice in the world. What was his name again? He's a brilliant comedic voice whose name I can't remember. That's good, Harv. He's actually more famous for writing movies than he is acting in them. All right, Egan. Have a good night, bud. Take care. Segan. Segan. I was thinking Egon from the original.
Good night.
Hey, Marquez. Been a while since I've seen you too, bud. How's it going, man? Yeah, we're just Friday night impromptu, throwing up a stream, chilling, getting to chat with you guys a little bit, play some casual farm sim for a change. I don't know
And
about
for
Cave.
anybody that's just tuning in, the fast farm technique from 19 works in 22.
They're probably shocked to hear that because Harv doesn't generally use exploits. At least not on stream.
Well, I didn't find it out on purpose. Found it out by accident.
And for those of you who don't know what he's talking about, if you have a piece of equipment that folds up and has power to it, if you double tap the fold key very quickly, so that it doesn't actually have an opportunity to fold, but the game thinks it folded, you can drive really fast. And the equipment will still work. Like right now, I'm doing 37 kilometers an hour making windrows. That's what Caveman's talking about. That's the fast farming exploit. It worked in FS19, and obviously it still works in FS22. If they didn't fix that, I would almost have to say that they absolutely positively intend for it to be used. It's a game mechanic now. It's no longer a cheat or an exploit.
That's what I'm thinking.
Iceland Survival Farm Series sounds fun, or Scandinavia. Well, Shannon, I got to be honest with you. I have done a Scandinavian series. And to be honest, it's hard to find a good FS map for Scandinavian countries. I found one. I'm not going to say I'm the most happy with it. And frankly, that series hasn't done very well. I blame myself.
What everybody else blames Sharko for everything.
That's true. It was Sharko's fault. Everything bad that happens in the world is Sharko's fault.
Sharko didn't watch the video, so it didn't do well.
Exactly. He wasn't there to keep me straight on Iceland and Greenland and why they were named what they're named. And all right, let's see what our new baler will do. Because you're still gonna be a while collecting over there, right?
I'm about half done.
Well, I have
Uh,
never used a potting or baler, so we might as well give
uh,
her a shot.
Go ahead and turn on your F1 menu so you can find the key that allows you to turn the auto unload feature for that baler on.
Turn on automatic drop. That's Z. Change the bale size is L. I want.
Um, I I think you have to use the small or the medium ones for it to wrap.
Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
That makes me sad. Because I could go up to 180 centimeter bale, but
Uh, that's the small bit. The small one is the one that I know wraps.
I'm going to at least try
Now,
the medium one. Marquez, does it work on Farming Simulator 19? I still have it. Da, da, da. Yeah, it works on 19. That's a good point, JD. That's a job for Caveman.
what is?
He says, I'm sure there's a way to see the folding mechanism code in the XML file and actually see if it's an exploit or whether it's intended. But those aren't necessarily survival. It's what I call my world tour. The Harv's World Tour, where I go to different countries or areas of the world, take on a farming challenge, usually because I'm trying to help somebody out, and give folks information about that part of the world. I think the best one of that series is I would say Pineapple Bay, and the next best is Ravensburg, in my opinion. But I might be biased. You be the judge.
I really liked Pineapple
Okay, here's a medium bale coming out. Is it going to wrap? Yes, it's wrapping this medium bale.
Bay. Good.
I liked Pineapple Bay a lot too. Farming Simulator had VR. I've heard a lot of people say they want to see the Farm Sim series pick up VR.
I mean, there is some software out there you can download and use to make it so that your character looks around with your head movement using a VR headset.
Yeah, head tracking technology.
Yep.
Oh, okay. You do have to wait for the bale to load into the wrapper before you can keep going. That's
Yes.
why I was getting the alert warning. Okay. I've never this is a great baler. Oh my gosh, I love this baler already. Call me crazy. A round baler that wraps and automatically ejects the bale.
Still not as fast as, a straight square bale, just regular square baling. But it's a lot faster than baling than having to come back with a wrapper.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
Oh, did they get the animation fixed? Did it actually play the animation of it wrapping the bale?
Yeah.
Okay. They did know that was a bug.
It's wrapping right now. I can see it.
Good. Um, Also, for anybody that has been playing 22, if you use the bag handler and try to get out of a vehicle with something attached to the bag handler, it's been like crashing the game. Giants is aware of the issue and they're working on a fix for it.
Yep. Sharka was trashing his game. Thank you, Eric. Thank you. Yes, Harold Ramis. But yeah, Sharka was trashing his game, crashing it repeatedly over and over again. And he swore it was because of the big bag handler, but, you know, this is Sharka we're talking about, so it's hard to tell with him sometimes because crashing is what he does best.
Yep.
You do still have to stop just long enough to let the chamber unload, and then you can go rolling on again. Sparky, yes, you can change the bale wrap color in the shop when you buy the bales, or when you buy the baler, or lease the baler. There's 4 colors to choose from. I want to say white, black, pink, and green. I'm 90% sure that's correct. Actually, I'm 95% sure. Actually, I'm 98.73% sure. One of the things I like a lot about FS22 right now, I think they've done a really good job with the audio, the sound. The tractors sound fantastic, and the equipment as it's running sounds really, really good too.
Oh, yeah.
But you can really hear the tractors revving as they go through their gears. You can even hear the windshield wipers beating against the windows. Okay.
You slam the front loader on the tractor all the way to the ground, you can hear it clang as it smacks against the frame of the tractor.
I'm going to take a risk here, Caveman, and I'm going to run, since I'm getting close to finishing this up, I'm going to run a 180-liter bale and see if it wraps it.
All right.
That's what casual play is for, man, to test some stuff out. Am I right or am I right or am I right? James, buddy. What's the good word, man? Marquez, there is in fact grape harvesters, grapevines. There's also olives. And they work quite a bit differently than they did in FS22 or FS19. It's almost nighttime, Caveman.
I got my lights on.
It's getting dark already. This thing will light up the field like the sun.
Yeah, this case doesn't light up nowhere near that what that one does. Still lights up good. Nowhere near what that one does.
Clean up some of these spots over here.
Thank you, Shannon Briggs.
Well, thank you, Shannon. Very generous of you. Another $10 from Shannon Briggs to help out our needy families at Christmas time. Nope, it will not wrap the biggest bale, so we've got a grass bale. Life goes on.
Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding.
That's right, it is outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Big shout out to Shannon, everybody. Oh, and here's a problem. I dropped the grass bale in the middle of a in the middle of a row, a windrow. Oops.
No.
Line up the entrance, you know, they have the gap in the middle. Yeah, that's exactly right, Marquez. With the new grapevines in FS22, they're not like what our modders put together in FS19. Um, they do have collisions. They are genuine grapevines. I guess it doesn't matter since we own the baler, but I was about to say, am I going to be able to empty any remaining grass out of this baler?
That part I don't know. Haven't gotten that far.
Hey, Mr. Swede, we were just talking about Scandinavia, bud. About the Vikings and all of that. The sordid past of your ancestors. Actually, we were talking about the fact that Vikings were actually fairly brilliant people who knew a lot more than just fighting and killing. Although, interestingly, we were talking about Iceland, and most of the information that we have in this day and age about the Vikings comes from Iceland. And one cool little fact about Icelanders is so have you guys have obviously seen like Old English text and how it doesn't really compare to what our version of English is now, right?
Yes.
You know, the these and thous and ye's and have whats and all of that. Well, the Scandinavian languages can be very similar to that, especially around the era of the Vikings. But Icelanders, even in this day and age, their language is so similar, has not evolved as much as many other languages have, that they can go back and read the old Scandinavian texts without having to have any additional education or anything. All right, Sharko, have a great night, bud. And Kevin,
Good night, Charco.
I did see you come in, man. Good to have you with us,
Kevin.
bud. Mr.
Now the real-
Prolinsky.
Now the real question is did their language not evolve at all? Or was the language already so evolved it couldn't evolve anymore?
Oh, look at the big brain on Caveman. Right, Kyle, the true English. You know, Shakespeare. Actually, pre Shakespeare. Harley Quinn. Welcome to the stream, Harley. Good to have you with us.
Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you here.
Where do you stand in all this mess, Caveman?
I don't know. I can't tell if I've cleaned everything off the field or not. I think I got it all, but I'm not 100% sure.
I was about to say, we probably need to call it a night and start again in the morning.
Yeah, you're probably right.
You made a little bit of a train wreck out of this silo dump in here. Could you pile it up a little bit more? If you think you've got it all, I'll take a little bit of time to compact this.
I think I do. I'll help. I'll compact it.
Well, I just didn't want to fast forward time and then lose all of that fermenting time, you know?
Yeah, I get that.
Hey, this bunker ain't big enough for the both of us.
Almost is.
Actually, technically it is. We can run side by side. You stay on the right, I'll stay on the left. And get this done in a heartbeat. We're at 74% already. Shoot, this ain't gonna take no time. No, Shakespeare didn't create a bunch of words, James. Shakespeare was speaking in the English that everybody knew at the time. And it was very, very different from the English that we all know, love, and speak today.
Very much so.
You were supposed to stay on the right.
Yeah,
We're
I hit a bump.
compact. We're done anyway. Hit it.
I didn't want to because I didn't know if I had missed any or not. But I mean, you've got the baler, so
Well, we've got one grass bale to sell off anyway, so it's not like it matters that much. Oh, we'll have to collect bales in the morning. Alright, you ready to sleep?
whenever you are.
Oh, that's good to know, Mr. Swede. The language of Iceland sounds like Swedish, Danish, and Norwegian all put together. That's kind of cool.
Already 47% compacted.
Yeah, because of the stream, Eric, I can't always keep the sounds up as high as maybe people would like. Finding a balance. Oh shoot, maybe that's just something we can do today. You guys can help me dial in how loud the game should be over the microphones or with the microphone. Oh, that was funky. Oh, I know what was happening there. All right, caveman, I'm going to put your trailer to the test here.
You're pulling it with the wrong thing, Harv.
Well, you going to bring the pickup out?
Yes, I am.
All right.
We'll pull it with the pickup. This isn't my trailer, it's base game.
I know,
I
but
bought it.
you bought it.
Got like 2 or 3
There might be more than that.
Alright.
You know, it's hit or miss. There's some things that I really like. There's some things I think still need some work. I tend to try to look at things as positively as possible. You know, it's brand new, straight out of the oven. There's going to be bugs, which there are. There are issues that need to be corrected. There are things that I kind of feel like should have been corrected maybe before they released the game. Is it better? Is it worse? I didn't play FS19 when it first came out. You know, you can't compare the two. You can't compare a fully, completely evolved FS19 to a brand spanking new FS22. I'm sorry, that's an unfair comparison. Are there things that Giants did that I think are fantastic? You bet your butt I do. I think the menus are much, much more user-friendly. Although, and Caveman can back me up on this, I have just full blown said, you know, what is Giant shooting for here? Because I think it's a little muddy. You know, obviously 19 was a bit more, and I believe the versions before that were a bit more hardcore simulator style, where 19 almost feels like they're trying to make it more of just a, a game. Maybe they thought 19 was too hardcore. I don't know. But whatever their reasoning. These bales are big, Caveman. That little trailer's not going to handle much.
You're gonna put the silage bales on the trailer, and that big old grass bale you got there.
Yeah.
I want you to load it in the back of the pickup.
I'm not sure I can get
You want me to do it?
the it won't lift high enough to stack these, double stack these.
You got the weight. Take your weight off the front. Put it on the back. Might not be a big weight, but it's helping drag it down.
There it is. That was way harder than it needed to be.
Sometimes stuff happens. All right.
Don't I know it? Take care, Marquez. Have a good night, bud.
Take care. Good night.
See, the problem is that this is what okay, I've got it. Never mind. I know what to do.
That's a problem.
I can't raise it high enough to get the forks out of it when I flip it. So I needed to flip it on the ground, and I'll just fork it. Fork and bale.
Okay. Going for the grass bale.
Yep.
Okay.
Probably needed the weight on the back of this tractor just to pick up this grass bale anyway.
All right. Pick it up like that and set it right in the back of the truck. Just flat in the back of the truck.
I know, I know. I'm on it like a car bonnet.
I was trying to line up so you could like pull up to the back of the truck directly. That works too.
I don't know if it's going to fit in there, dude. Sort of. That's a lot of bale for that little truck. Two more. Steve, Tetris for farmers. That's about right. Look at
If you
that.
grab that last bale and flip it up on its side and grab it close to the bottom. Set it on top of those two stacks, and we ought to be good to go. Then we just got to wait for it to ferment.
Can you just pull forward? You're crowding me, man. I need some elbow room. Thank you. Have I played all maps? Yes, to some degree. Have I fully played them all? No, not even close. But our normal stream, we're doing Elm Creek because that's what you all said you wanted to see was Elm Creek. So that's what we're doing. When the three of us get together and cause trouble. Come on, get off there. Thank you. Ah, that was a crappy fork. Fork and bale. All right, Sharko. Sharko's notorious for you trying to, empty into him or do anything. Holy crap, you are so gonna flip that over. I was gonna say I didn't think that truck would pull that up the hill, but there it goes.
It's modeled after a Ford Ranger. It has a granny gear.
No, Mr. Sweet. This is Ehrlengrat. This is Elm Creek is the American map. Let me get back here. I think they're trying to find a balance between real life and video game. If Farm Sim was exactly like life, not many. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Kyle. But it seems like 19 seemed a little bit more hardcore. This one feels a little bit more game-like. If that makes any sense. Oh, I thought you were just going to go sell those, man.
They're not fermented yet. They won't be fully fermented into silage till tomorrow.
Oh. Okay. I didn't realize that they had carried that over from the mod version of Seasons.
They did. Now, where is the best price for the grass bill? I will go ahead and sell the grass bill.
That's a good idea.
Grass bill, there's only one place, the animal dealer. I'm off to sell the bale at the animal dealer.
Calling about my car's scheduled warranty. Caveman's car scheduled warranty. Let's see if anybody needs work done out there in the world. Contracts. You know what we don't have, Caveman, that we really need?
What's that?
A fertilizer spreader.
You can always pick one up.
Because we got a couple fertilizer contracts. Yeah, I better do that. Should I get one that does lime, or should I just get anything? It's not like we really have much choice.
Well, I'd get one that does lime, because I'm pretty sure our fields need lime. I went the wrong way.
Well, this is pretty spendy, so I think I'm going to lease it for now. It's $2,700 to lease. Oh shoot!
You want to go ahead and lease a subsoiler while you're at it?
I can do that.
So we can go ahead and subsoil our two fields because they need plowing. And then we need a seeder so we can replant them in grass. Turn.
3 days later, why is everybody playing Elm Creek? Oh, there it is. I don't disagree there, Steve. I think the 22 base maps are better than the 19 base maps were. And frankly, I've told Caveman this and a couple other people, but I like the French map better than Elm Creek. And some of that is because I grew up in places where Elm Creek was a thing. It looks pretty familiar to where I grew up. So I guess it's just not as appealing to me as it might be to those people who didn't grow up in the Midwest. I don't know. But no, I think um, Haute Baileron is a much nicer map. That's just my opinion, though. And we're going to need at least 3 pallets of fertilizer, 3 big bags of fertilizer. And we'll just get 4. You get a discount as you buy these in bulk, too, by the way.
Oh, you do?
Well, they were 1800, that'd be 3660 or 36. That's 72 for 4, right? But
Yes.
I only paid 54.60.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so hey, Lifehawk. Don't see you around too much anymore, bud, but it's about what you would expect. We need some
Moolah, dinero.
even more mods to kick in, obviously. Looking forward to getting back up to speed, but there's a lot of mods dropping out there, guys. You just have to know where to look. And Caveman, give them the rundown on mods, because you're the mod master here. What's
Well,
going on in the modding community right now?
Giants has changed some things. And basically, to get accepted onto Mod Hub now, the mod has to be 100% perfect from the get go. And they said something about no custom fantasy brands, which seems to be discouraging a lot of people. And a lot of modders are looking elsewhere to uh, put their mods because of it.
And I will show you one of the bugs in the game right now. Contracts. I just accepted 2 fertilizer contracts, and you can take up to 3 contracts in the base game now. They instantly disappeared. So we've got a fertilizer spreader and a whole lot of fertilizer that we cannot use at the moment.
Fields are going to need it.
So I'm going to park it down here.
Um,
You wanted a cultivator. I know you wanted a subsoiler.
I wanted a subsoiler, and we're also going to need a seeder and some seed. We're ripping up grass fields to plant grass.
Well, grass is the big product here, so what I'm going to do to start is lease us 2 subsoilers so that we can both, because they're so narrow.
Yes. For anybody that plays on PC, I have put a couple of mods on Harv's World Discord.
That's right.
Feel free to download them, play with them. One of them is all the base game silos for 22 that's been made multi-fruit. And another one is a conversion of a trailer. And it is a pepper trailer. And it hooks up via a gooseneck hitch. And it actually works with the base game trucks.
What's my initial rating out of 5? Your subsoiler's back there. I've got to wait on the front, so I couldn't bring both. My initial rating out of 5 is 3.5. However, I anticipate that jumping straight to 5 in fairly short order. I think Giants has gone a long way to address a lot of the issues that the community has had. You can see that they have put some effort. I'm not going to say it's perfect yet, but they have put effort. Oh, there's the edge of that field. Okay.
This right here is what makes this right here alone makes me miss having super strength.
Right. Oh,
Every time I go to hook up to these subsoilers, they tip over.
Well, that's because when you go Mach 12 backwards into them, they're going to tip over. I think Giants has gone a long way toward addressing a lot of the shortcomings of FS19. Physics isn't perfect yet, but it's a bloody far sight closer. I mean, I'm not the best bale handler, but I didn't struggle too bad with the pallet forks and those bales I was trying to move right there. And that would have been a bloody nightmare in FS19. We'd still be here trying to get those bales on the trailer. Are there things that need some work? Yeah, absolutely. It's a brand new game. It's been out less than a week. Is Giants still going? I think one argument I might make is that Giants is maybe going a little too far to appease the people who. Oh, what's the word I'm looking for, caveman?
Don't know.
They're sponsors. You know those branded companies that want their equipment in the game?
Oh yeah, there's sponsorships.
And I think sometimes that takes precedent for them over. And now they're a company. They need to make money. I completely respect that, and that's not my point. But I think you have to strike a very serious balance if you're going to do something like that. So, I while these base game maps are far superior to the ones in FS19, I still find that map making is not Giant's strong suit. Probably because I'm spoiled by so many fantastic map makers in the modding community.
Compared to the modding community, it feels like Giants just phones the maps in.
A little bit, yeah. So, now what are the positives? Because I'm not going to say, it. I've seen an awful lot of hate going around for the game. I think it's completely unwarranted. There's nothing to hate about this game. Is it FS19 yet? No. Should it be when FS19 had 3 years to evolve? Of course not. That's ridiculous. The playability is good. So far, everything works as intended. There are a few hiccups to iron out. There have been some server connection issues people have had over the last few days being able to play multiplayer. But the fact that you can crossplay now is a big, big deal. So, there you go. No fantasy brands. That's something which could help protect modders in the legal sense. Well, Giants has their own fantasy brand, so they're not allowing anybody else. If you want to make a mod now, it has to be branded Lizard. You can't brand it any other way. It has to be Lizard.
That's what they're asking.
Right.
Either that, or if you say you go and completely mod a case combine, you can label it case. But they're not wanting you to make your own fantasy brands. They want you to use real brands or their fantasy brand.
Right. Oh, Harley, somebody came out with a super strength mod already? Rutro.
Rutro.
I know what caveman will be searching up here before too long.
Oh yeah.
I never had a first week on FS19. I started FS19 halfway through. I've only been playing Farm Sim for a year and a half, guys. I'm a newbie compared to a lot of you old timers. And Gary, I don't know if you picked up on it or not, man, but you were one of the winners of our raffle. You get to join us on stream at some time in the future, bud. Just in case you were not aware of that yet.
We did say that the people joining us on stream would be after the first of the year.
Yep, we've got some ducks to get in a row before we are going to do it, and we're actually really excited about having you folks on. We just need to get some ducks in a row before we can make that happen for sure, but it is going to happen. Bales and pallets are 200% better. Yeah, I agree, Steve. Weight system feels good. Everything for the big trucks that can't pull their own weight just need more tweaks. Yeah, I agree. Right, Steve. Server issues on the new release. That never happened in a game before. Right.
The big trucks that can't pull, a lot of that comes down to how they've got the traction and the differential set up. Tires don't have enough traction and the differential is a little bit off. They need to make the differentials run slightly off from one another, and it'll make it pull better.
There you go. I want to tell you guys, Caveman doesn't have a lot of mods out there. I keep pushing him. I keep trying to get him to do more. But he especially when it comes to knowing about how the engines, transmissions, weight distribution, all of that stuff is modded. He knows as much as anybody and has done some fantastic edits on mods so that we could use them on stream or whatever. So he definitely knows his stuff. Let's see. Hey, iPlay, how are you doing? Good to have you with us again. Lifehawk, good fair review comments, Harv, and good to say the positives as well. The main thing is being able to play straight out of the box without much frustration. And you can indicate that is more the case. Yeah, absolutely, Lifehawk. It's not. There are no fatal flaws in this game. Nothing is ever black and white, guys. Okay, there are plenty of bad games out there. But that's not the point. You know a bad game in the first 15 minutes. This one feels like 19. It plays like 19. Sometimes I wonder if people don't just get frustrated because it's not 19 reshaded. Because now there's new game mechanics to learn and all of their favorite commands aren't in the same place. And this, that, and another thing. Is it going to get better? Of course it's going to get better. I bet if you went back 3 years and looked at the release of 19, it probably looks pretty darn similar. What do you think, Caveman?
I think you'd be pretty similar.
What do you think about 22 in general? I've told these folks what I think. What do you think?
I think it needs some more polishing for sure. But I feel like, once it gets a little bit more of a polish, they fix some of the stuff they obviously know is broken. And once we start getting a few more mods to the game, I think it'll be a better game. Biggest thing I'm looking forward to is modded maps. because, like I said, it feels like giants phoned them in. I will say though, I do like how they added a manual transmission to the game. That's pretty cool.
Well,
And
and
it also gives you the ability to now take a lower horsepower tractor and make it pull better because you can distribute the torque better. Gearing.
right. I also really like the fact that they brought in production chains. I have not had an opportunity to play with them as yet, but to be honest, that was something that if I couldn't find a map that had them, I was going to fire up Global Company and add them myself because I felt like they were an important part of my personal gameplay. So for me, the production chain aspect and the fact that it will give modders the tools that they need and we won't be completely reliant on Global Company anymore. I think that's a big deal too. And I'm really, really excited to see what guys like Lancy Boy and Oxygen David and Alien Jim and Kaz 64, what those guys are able to pull off with the new stuff in FS22. As strange as it sounds, I like the fact that rocks are coming up in my field. Is it going to get tedious after a while? Yeah, but don't weeds get tedious after a while? Yeah, you can turn it off. But I like that aspect of it. And, it's not just as simple as rocks are in your field. You can not just collect them. If they're small enough rocks, like we're digging up big rocks right now, these would never work. But some of the rocks, if they're small, you can just take a roller over your field and press them right back into the dirt. I like little changes like that. It brings a little more depth to the play. Something new to do. Because frankly, we've been playing this game for a year and a half, and some people have been playing it for 5 years or more. And having something new to look forward to is a big deal sometimes. Oh, let me catch back up with you fine folks. I'm just running off at the mouth. My first week comment was really about they're always testing problems in a new game, particularly when the community's been so eagerly waiting for it to be. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, Gary. The sleep. The sleep thing is a brilliant move on their part, too. The fact that you can tell it what time you want to wake up and advance by a full day if you need to. There's no more of this, you're not tired yet. Well, don't tell me when I'm tired. I know when I'm tired. So yeah, being able
to
go ahead.
That and being able to buy multiple pallets at a time.
Yeah, multiple pallets, that's another good one too. Not everything is multiple purchase at this point, but the big ones are. The ones you're going to be buying a lot are. I guess this was a real field after all, Caveman.
I mean, it was a real field. It just wasn't showing up right. I don't know how they managed to pull that off.
Well, I think there are a lot of fields out there like that because it's a meadow and not a field. It's not a numbered field.
Maybe.
I've seen this in other maps where map makers won't label it with a field number. It'll have like a W on it, which is the first letter of the German word for meadow, as I recall. Now we got real chat going on now.
The thing I don't understand about it, though, is why is it not showing up on the map as harvestable grass? Or, fertilizable grass. It was not showing up like that on the map.
Yeah, I know. We'll get that corrected. So, Lifehawk, you haven't read any reviews or watched anything. This is literally your first look at FS22. This might not be the The best example, because we're playing on Ehrlengrat, which was an FS19 map that Giants ported over. And I was saying earlier, I feel like the Hope Baileron map is far superior to Elm Creek, but everybody loves Elm Creek. And I understand why, but I grew up in Elm Creek, so it's not nearly as exciting for me. I think Caveman would argue that Elm Creek is the better map, and a lot of
I
people
will be
would.
honest. I haven't looked at the Europe or the French map yet.
Okay.
Um, I haven't. I will say that Erlengrat is a lot better in 22 than it was in 19.
See, I never got to play it in 19. That's why I figured, if I'm going to do some Friday night or Saturday night impromptu, give me a chance to learn some more about the game mechanics of 22, hang out with these fine folks, and play Erlengrat just so that I know what I'm talking about if people ask. Let me catch back up. I'm way behind on chat. Same people that would complain if you gave them $1,000,000 cash and it wasn't the correct. Yeah, right, Steve. There's a lot of that out there. Ethan, you just finished moving into the new farm today. Is that a real farm, or are we talking about? Because I know you're a real farmer. Is that a real new farm, or are we talking about FS19 farming here? Hammer Light, how are you doing, man? Good to have you with us. Welcome to the stream. Very casual, impromptu Friday night with Harv's World. And Harv, and Caveman, and anybody else who's silly enough to join us. We appreciate it. I like the game so far. I love the little change they made. I can run FS22 high quality, and 19 was forced to the lowest graphic. That's a great point, Hammerlight. The loading times are so much better. There's a lot to be happy about with the improvements that they made. Load times are better. FPS is better. Just joining multiplayer is a miracle. I mean, there were times when someone would be joining a multiplayer map and you'd have to wait 60 seconds for them to synchronize their data, or a minute or two. This one, less than 5 seconds. It's like synchronizing data with other player. Done. They're in.
Sometimes you don't even have time to read it.
Yeah. That's exactly it, Redshift. Lots of quality of life improvements. Good stuff. Yes, Caveman.
Watch your mini map as you plow through the. Watch your mini map. You notice how you're plowing away the green on the map.
I do see that now. It's turning brown. So the mini
I wonder
map
if
is
it's
updating.
going to register as a real field now instead of a meadow.
Probably. I think some of the frustration, like, are now 3-ish cultivation states, and their instruction tells us nothing about, like, you can light cultivate after deep cultivation. Yeah, and there's some interesting things too about weeds. Apparently, if you plow, you're going to have less weeds than if you do a shallow cultivation. If you shallow cultivate, it opens up your seed bed to much thicker weeds. And I have seen this personally, not on my own fields, but I've done several spray contracts, herbicide contracts on other maps. And the field is just chock full of weeds. I mean, the weeds are so thick you can't see the plant growth of the crop. The greenhouses could be a money tree. Yeah, that's true. But the bee houses, I guess, the bees aren't terribly financially viable. But I think people are thinking of the honey as the money making opportunity there, and that's not the case, right, Caveman?
Not in my experience, no. In my experience, your money making opportunity with bees is the 5% bonus that you get to canola. I can't remember the other crops, but I know canola's one.
Sunflowers is
That's
one.
where your money making opportunity really is. That 5% bonus, especially if you do all the other bonus stuff.
Right.
Um, yeah, 'cause you get all those bonuses going, you start getting a pretty decent increase to your crop.
A lot of bonus stuff for crops now. To make sure you can maximize your crop yield. Man,
Yep.
I'm having a real trouble finding the edge of this grass field over here.
What you hit the edge down here on the bigger one, you didn't have the edge all the way around in some spots.
It was just that one curve down there on that end you were working. I knew I didn't, but then you had come around, and I figured you were headed down there so you would pick up on it.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the actual proper end to it.
I'll be honest. I'm used to having fields that I can drive up and down with GPS, so I have a much easier time keeping up with chat because I don't have to pay quite as much attention to where I'm driving. Not today.
Not today.
What do we say to the god of death? Not today. Alright, I'm just going to stop for a second so I can catch up with everybody. Came here purposely, didn't watch a thing, didn't want other reviews. Map layout is one thing, but gameplay out of release and functions is way more important. Yeah, absolutely. Kyle, honest opinion, if someone asked me right now if they should get FS22 or 19, I'd recommend 19 every day. Right now, the mini mods in 19... I agree, Kyle. And somebody was asking me the other day if they should get 19 or 22, and I said, it's up to you. But keep in mind that 19 right now is a fully polished game, and it has tons of mod support. Mods are still coming out for 19, and they will be for some time. A good long time. 19 is not dead, guys. It's not going anywhere.
Far from it.
So, you know, and you can pick up FS19 right now for less than $10. On Steam, it was $7.99 today. That's a bargain and a half for a fully polished game that has 5,000 plus mods available.
Yeah, that's a really good price for a game.
So I don't disagree with you at all, Kyle. And I was saying, you know, long before the release of 22, I said, you know, it's going to take a while for the mods to catch up. We're not going to have as much opportunity out of the gate as we do for 19 right now. And that's a big deal. I mean, you've got 3 maps to play. Maybe you don't want to play a German map. Maybe you don't want to play in France. Maybe you don't want to play Elm Creek. Well, you know, only 3 maps. I don't know about you guys, but I can burn through a map in a very short amount of time. If I'm just playing for fun. Which I never get to do anymore, but that's not the point. Actually, that's what I'm here tonight for. So, you know, getting those map makers working out there, getting more content available. And what I will say is that it looks to me like, once again, the modding community is going to rescue Farming Simulator. That's how I would phrase it. Okay,
I think that's a pretty valid statement.
This is a really funky curve over here, Caveman. They really got serious about throwing grass down on this hill.
This entire field right here is funky.
I keep cutting higher and higher up on the edge of this hill, and it just keeps climbing.
Oh, wait till you see the funky curve over here where you start next to where you started at going up the hill.
We can try to do that, Lifehawk, showing more game improvements. One thing here is a big deal. Now it wasn't a big deal because modders fixed this little problem, but you no longer have to have a separate mod to tab through your tools. It's automatic. It's base game. And that's a huge quality of life improvement, and the way that they've managed it. Like, give me a second here.
Also show them the other nice quality of life improvement. Hit F2.
F2.
Yeah, hit F2.
Yeah, so we're streaming right now. I'm streaming right now, hosting Caveman, and I'm running 52 FPS.
And what were you lucky to run on 19?
On 19, the last few times we streamed, I was lucky to get 20, and that's a lot of luck. Man, we're cranking through our days. Luckily, we can plant grass anytime. I'm going to run over to our shop real quick just to show some of those quality of life improvements. So now when you're in the shop, no more tab, you've actually got a list of everything you've got in the shop trigger, and you just pick which one you want to work on. That is a great quality of life improvement. Your main game menu, helpers. Now, I'm not going to say that helpers are dramatically improved, because on field work, they're about the same as they were in 19. However, helpers can do a lot more tasks now. They've taken some of the functionality of auto drive and given them to FS19 helpers. If I had 100,000 liters of wheat in my silo, I could tell a helper to load at the silo and drive it to any one of the sale points on the map, and loop until the silo was empty, and they would do that. You can tell a helper to grab your tractor at the shop and drive it to your farm. So that's a nice little quality of life improvement. Something else that's nice on your price list now, no more scrolling left and right. You pick the commodity you want to look at, and it lists all of your sale points on the right hand side right here. That's some serious quality of life improvement as far as I'm concerned.
Oh yeah. Oh, no longer need vehicle straps mod to strap vehicles to a trailer.
That's right.
If our trailer wasn't full, he could show you that, but actually you still can show them that. Or rather, I can. I'll go show them in a minute.
You go show them in a minute. All right.
I'm on my way up there.
Yeah, that's. I saw that, Steve. I haven't experienced it yet, but weeds now. There's like 3 stages of weed growth. There's, the old one, the small. Oh, if you're coming up to do that, then I will wait so you can see it, so they can see it. The small ones, like we're used to, that you can take out with a weeder or a sprayer. The larger ones that you can kill with the sprayer, and then once they grow to mature, there's a good chance that you won't be able to do anything with them at all. That they're just there. You can't. A herbicide won't even kill them. Selling direct from greenhouses, that is nice. So you could do old school. The greenhouse is old school, and it's basically you make money every hour kind of thing. Or you can tell them to produce product. You can load the product and go sell it yourself. That's a nice little feature. What in the world are you doing, caveman?
Bucket glitched. I was grabbing the bucket that way, they couldn't say, "Oh, it's just because I stuck bell forks in something."
Oh, that's a good point too. I play while I was looking at the price menu. It does. You can select show
So
price fluctuations, and it will give you the seasonal price fluctuations. Very similar to old school seasons, the modded version of seasons. On PS4, I only get one honey pallet to drop. No more will drop until that is removed. Yeah, there's only room for one honey pallet. I did discover that. It's not a bug. It's similar to if you'd ever did chickens on FS19 and your the place for eggs um, filled up. And what are you doing? Just trying to put the bucket on there? Or you do have the bucket on there?
The bucket's locked on there, guys.
As he destroys the tractor to prove the point, and the trailer and the bales and caveman.
See if I let go of the bucket.
Do I like the new layout of the HUD? I do, actually. The map rounder square. Yeah, it's 6 of one, half dozen of the other. You know, the stuff on the right, I do like. It seems like there's more information there that's available to me now. Hard to say for sure, but it seems that way. I do like the new HUD. Yeah, FPS definitely matters. Although you love the slot count on Elm Creek for console, you feel like you start with a 0 slot count and have way more freedom. Yeah, I could understand that. Oh, here's a big quality of life improvement. The caveman's talking about how stuff locks to trailers. Header trailers actually function properly now. Your headers don't go sliding off of them and out into oblivion. I'm trying to back up and I can't. We've
Yeah,
locked.
I couldn't.
We crossed swords
I
again.
couldn't back up either.
Yeah, the functionality of header trailers has improved 2,000%. In fact, you can't put a header on a trailer the wrong way now. We did that in the last stream. Somebody said, put it on backwards, put it on backwards. I said, okay, I'll put it on backwards. I did, and the game automatically flipped the header around 180 degrees and locked it to the trailer the way it was supposed to be. Everybody was using the headers with the wheels and stuff built in with their own trailer because the header trailers on 19 didn't do crap. What good's a header trailer when the minute you turn the corner, the header slid off into the field? Oh, Hammerlight just compared you to Sharko, caveman.
Why is that?
The way you were driving, apparently.
Hey, I don't put stuff in lakes.
Oh, Ethan's even calling you out for Sharkoing that.
What did I? Okay, what did I Sharko? The trailer thing, or
I don't know.
coming flying down the hill, sliding sideways?
You guys sort it out. I need to grab a drink, guys. I'll be right back.
What are y'all calling me out for? What are you calling me pulling a Sharko? Which thing? I want to know. the bucket in the trailer. Oh, not necessarily trying to pull a Sharko, more or less trying to show that it actually locks. But that's fair. Hey, Chris Moore. Harv will be right back. Kid, grab yourself a drink. Yeah, snowing. That's cool. We've seen very little snow. Hey, too cool. Welcome back. The tractor tipping. Uh, Good morning, Chris. Barrels. You mean the bales? Um, well, really wouldn't have been one unless I got a bigger tractor. Maybe a bigger weight, maybe a weight on the back and not just a subsoiler. Eh, kind of, sort of, I play. So with what I was doing with the tractor and on the trailer earlier, if you tried that same thing, but instead of bales, have 8 of the big bags of lime on it, you can actually get the tractor completely off the ground. Yeah, that's more like it. Hurt my feelings.
Not exactly a quality of life improvement, but you can put custom license plates on just about anything now. Hope you guys can see that. That's pretty cool.
I think that classifies as a quality of life improvement.
Yeah, to some degree. If we were doing a big map or had a ton of equipment, we could each put our name on our tractors and we'd know whose was who if we were running similar equipment or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, Lifehawk. A lot of these, I really feel like Giants was listening to their player base, that they really had a good understanding of the shortcomings of their previous game. And it's been people have argued and told me directly that they had maxed out their game engine, that there just wasn't much more that they could remotely do with it. And maybe that's the case. I don't know. Oh, shoot. I thought you were going to come up on the top side of that. Is 15 times a bit fast, do you think, or are we doing okay?
I think it's all right. There's one other cool improvement that I think Harv needs to show you guys,
Oh,
and that is
please.
the improvement to the smooth tool. You see that giant hump right there in the
What
middle of the field
what
that you
giant
just
hump?
went over, Harv? Smooth it out for him and show him how it acts now.
Oh, this, like right here, this big bump right here?
Yeah, this big hump right here.
I
Yeah,
gotcha.
smooth that hillside out for him and show him how the new smooth tool works.
All right. I'm not going to say that the landscaping tools are the best. I won't say that. Maybe I've gotten too used to the old landscaping tools. You only get one angle here. Um, and I got to make sure I know which one. Level, soft. It's soft. It's called soften now. So you get this marker. And obviously, you can increase the size. Was it K N and M? Yeah, there it is. So you just put it over whatever spot you want to take care of. And I am actually softening this hillside at the moment. It's not deleting my field. It's keeping it as a field. But you can see the money going down because I'm softening this hillside, but it's doing it on the field without deleting the field. That's a huge quality of life. And you can see it's actually pretty smooth through here right now. Yeah, not bad. So landscaping no longer deletes your fields. Although,
Smoothing at least.
at least, yeah, I haven't tried the other. I haven't done much with the landscape tool yet. We're done plowing, right?
Yes.
Well, let's get up at 8 o'clock tomorrow and see what else we can do.
Collect rocks
Collect
and plant.
rocks. I don't think there's unlock codes for certain plates. I will tell you that when you're on a European map, you have a lot more plate options than you do on U.S. maps. A lot more plate options. Okay, the next thing we need is a rock collector.
Go ahead and lease one of the big ones.
Yeah, I'm going to get the one that we used before.
Yeah, and also grab a cedar so we can put grass in.
Yeah, I want to look at our field or our see even on the map now you can see the fields. Before they were this light green. Now they're a darker brown, a slightly darker brown.
Nice.
Um, they've got weeds in them already.
What?
They need to be weeded and limed. Fertilizer's good, but they need lime. We have a fertilizer spreader down at the shop. It just needs lime put in it.
Okay, well, want to collect rocks first, so
I'll do the rock collecting if you want to start liming.
need to do the rock collecting first.
I just saw that car take you out.
Go on by car. Go. Get out of here.
Look at all the weeds in there. See, that's another change. Weeds will grow even if you haven't planted anything before you had to plant. Hey, back off, van boy. I'm coming through.
Oh, they actually respect the horn beep somewhat.
Is that right?
Oh, he was pulling off and I hit the horn and he stopped.
I'll have to test that. Now, you're not going to make any money, any real money collecting rocks, but you can sell your rocks. They don't sell for much. I think maybe, what, 10 cents per 1,000 liters or something? No, it's like $100 per 1,000 liters. Something like that.
We have all this fertilizer that we can't use.
What industries are available with the base game? I'm not going to say I'm an authority on the industries yet, but I know that there's a bakery. There's dairy that will make dairy products.
There's an oil factory that makes
Canola and
canola
sunflower
oil,
oils.
sunflower oil, and I think there's one more.
Let's just look at the map real quick. We'll look around at the various industries. So we've got, that's just the animal dealer. Oh, it's all going to be in German, so I'm not going to be able to tell you what they're. The Straglager. A mill. That's going to be a flour mill.
Probably. Oh, you can make bread.
Yeah, Giants released a whole production chain infographic, if you will, that if you look there, what was it, the Friday? Stop that.
Fact Sheet Friday.
Some of the Fact Sheet Fridays, they had a whole image of what the production chains are and what goes up the food chain and down. I'm really annoyed that these weeds got on our field so quick.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you can plant over the top of these things or not. The rocks in the field, by the way, if you don't know, do need to be collected. They will do additional damage to your equipment if you don't take them off the field. And they will reduce your productivity if you don't take them off the field. So you're not going to get nearly as good a harvest if you don't take care of your rocks. Sometimes there are just too many rocks. And I'll be glad
Which
to
field
get
did you start on? The top one or the bottom one?
the bottom one.
Turn it around. 'Cause I need to do this after you do what you're doing.
It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to just grab a weeder and start killing these weeds. If you wanted to lease a weeder and start running that top field while I do rocks down here. Hey, take care, Ethan. Good to have you with us, man. Yeah, 4 to 5 a.m. on believe it or not, I get up at 5 a.m. every day, Monday through Friday, to go to work myself. So 8 a.m. is like sleeping in, but this is casual farming, right?
Supposed to be.
That's the rumor, anyway.
I done laced a big weeder.
Steven. Only certain rocks can be rolled back into the ground. The larger rocks cannot. My understanding is, I have not tested this, so don't quote it as gospel or anything. When you plow or subsoil, and you turn over the ground much more deeply, it brings up bigger rocks. Those rocks have to be collected. If you're using a shallower implement, like a cultivator or a harrow, those do not dig in as deep, and they dig up smaller rocks. The small rocks can be, with a roller, rolled back into the soil and taken care of that way. But in this situation, we have the bigger rocks, so we have to collect them. Steve, I haven't had an opportunity to try the trains yet either. Are they broken? I'm not sure I like what they've
Right.
done with the trains, to be honest, but until I try them, I won't know for sure. I'm gonna reserve my opinion on the trains until I've actually had a chance to work with them a little bit.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. You don't have to turn these old weeders on.
Nope, just drag them along the ground.
Oh, I'll have the weeding done in no time.
Yeah, they rock across the field without speed farming.
Oh yeah, they do. But I also went and leased the biggest one that was available. The big blue one. Only requires 150 horsepower.
Oh, so workers don't recognize when their rock picker gets full. That's a bit annoying.
That
That's an
sounds like a bug to me.
that's another thing about helpers too, that I have discovered from my own play on the FS22. There are a lot more jobs that helpers are capable of now. Not just harvesting and the like. So if I wanted to put a worker, and obviously a worker for FS22 or FS19 for that matter, is not going to handle a field of this misshapenness in any way, shape, or form. But if I had a rectangular field or whatever, I could tell them to collect these rocks. I could put a roller behind them and say, go roll that field. Something else that I've discovered is that once you harvest a crop, you need to run across that field with a mulcher to give yourself an additional 5% bonus on your next crop. It mulches the crop residues, the stalks and whatever back into the soil. I missed a rock back there, but I'll get it later. So prepping your fields actually takes a little bit more effort now than they did in 19. When you weed this field down here, Caveman, let me know if there's what rocks I need to come back and get, because I can't see them all through the weeds. Please and thank you.
I'll let you know if there's any.
Oh, there will be.
Well, this field up here ought to be a little bit easier.
Yeah, that's why I had you go ahead and clear that one. Right, Lifehawk. The rock should, well, if they were glowing, that means they're probably uranium, and we'd have one farming season before we died of some horrible cancer from being irradiated. But yeah, maybe they should be some kind of orange rock or something. I think I've got 99.7% of the rocks off of this. I'm coming up to your field now. Let's rock and roll. Oh, and traffic is just stupid fast. You know, we're farming here, buddy. Back off. Back off, man. I'm a farmer. Not that I'm aware of, Lifehawk. Something else to be aware of, even though The game will start you off in seasons. You can turn seasons off. It is not mandatory. If you want to play FS22 in the same way as you played FS19, where it's just day in, day out, no seasonal cycles, that is very much a part of this game. And somebody described it this way the other day, and it was actually very accurate. The FS22 version of Seasons compared to the Seasons mod, FS22 would be called Seasons Light. The Realismus version of Seasons in 17 and 19 really kind of made Seasons a hardcore mode, if you will. This kind of takes the interesting parts of Seasons and leaves out the stuff that would really butcher your gameplay if you did it wrong. What were you going to say, Caveman?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Bringing up that, that about Seasons Light, that makes me wonder, is Realismus going to make a mod that adds some of that functionality that they had originally done with the Seasons mod back in?
Could be. My understanding was that Giants actually hired somebody from Realismus to build the Seasons portion of this. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I was told.
I heard that too. I don't know how true it is.
Yeah, you're right about that, Lifehawk. And that's something I said early on when they first announced that Seasons was going to be in 22. I said immediately, that needs to be a toggle. You need to be able to turn that off.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say now.
Yep.
Apparently you can also lock it to a particular season or a particular month or whatnot.
Particular month, yeah. So you can play at any time of year perpetually.
Yes.
Actually, I could show that off here real quick. If you go into your... Oh, I need to get off this screen. That's obnoxious. There we go. If you go into your settings, right here, this is something nice in the settings. They've broken them down into category. So you've got basic settings at the top. You've got a header for seasons. So these are all of your season settings. Crops and growth settings, vehicle settings, worker settings. That's a nice little quality of life improvement. But under seasons, you can have seasonal growth, so it turns the growth calendar on and off. I will say I don't like their growth calendar. I'm sure the mod map makers will do it better. You can determine how many days a month you want to use. Right here, you can tell it set a specific month. That's off because we're playing seasons, and you can even tell it you don't want snowfall. So lots of good options as far as the seasons addition to this game. For me personally, I think seasons is a good addition. It makes sense. We're farmers. Farmers very much depend on seasons and how seasons behave in their livelihoods. But this is also a game, and we want to play and have fun, so we don't want it to get too serious, right? Some do, though. Some want this to be a hardcore simulator. And that's great. If that's what you enjoy, you know what Harv says. It's your freaking game. Play it your way. There's no right way to play farming sim, guys. There's no right way.
But there are a couple of wrong
The only wrong way is judging somebody else's gameplay. Just because it's not the way you would play doesn't mean that they have to play your way. It's, this farming sim, in my opinion, is one of the purest sandbox games I've ever seen. They literally give you a bucket, a shovel, and a sandbox and say, you go figure out how to have fun. Pretend like you're that kid, and I'm full of rocks. You know what? I'm never going to use this swing set, so I'm going to drop my rocks right in front of the swing set. And the slide.
We'll just load them up in a trailer with the bucket later and take them off to sell them.
Yep. And this is...
No. Why don't you go show off that modded silo instead?
Oh, shoot. Too late. I already dumped them. You're right.
Next time, show off that silo.
I will. I should have done that. You're absolutely right. My bad. Well, you could do permanent winter. There's no guarantees on snow. Snow is very much a weather-related thing. We did actually see some snow as we were getting ready to play tonight. We advance. Seasons in this game, or when you start a new map, they start you in August for some ridiculous reason, when we all know farming starts in March, right? We had discussed that from earlier playthroughs, and we're like, we need to start in March, not August. And so we went ahead and advanced to August through the winter time, and for the first time we did see snow accumulation on one of these maps. But you can't just immediately say permanent snow. You could say, yeah, I want to play during December. And there's a possibility you might get snow if you leave that setting turned on. I ended up liking Realismus' version of Seasons. It was a nice break from the regular, plant a field, wait for it to grow, harvest it, plant a field, wait for it to grow, harvest it.
There's some rocks right behind the silo.
Oh, on that field that I missed?
Yep.
Oakley dokley. The full sim, the full goofy, and the cherry pickers. Maybe. That's probably fairly accurate. I'd be a cherry picker. And you all should be cherry pickers too. There's no room for anything but cherry pickers. I always tell my son when he gets mad at a game that games are for fun. If you're not having fun, don't play it. Yeah, that's a great point. Absolutely. But especially in a game like this one, you literally make your own fun in Farm Sim. There's no getting around that fact. What is your goal? What is your purpose? What are you shooting for? I mean, for me, if I don't have to build up to something, if I'm not earning money, like money cheats do nothing for me. Now, do I use them? Sure. But as a content creator, it's almost a necessity because I need to be able to set up a map or a series ready to tell whatever story it is I want to tell for that particular series. But once I delete the money, any leftover money from doing that setup, it's full-blown hardcore. I can't have it if I don't earn the money to do it. And if I don't have that in my gameplay, I get bored very quickly. But other players are like, give me $10 billion. I just want to buy the biggest, baddest stuff, and I want to drive it around and have fun with it. And that's great for them. It's your game. Play it your way.
So there's like 4 or 5 patches of rocks across this whole field you missed.
Okay. That's not too bad.
I'd say that's pretty good.
I've had a little bit of practice on rocks. I did. Um, I did. So Sharko had told me, "Oh, you can just roll the rocks back into the soil." And so I was doing a playthrough, and I was just doing it to learn the ins and outs of the game, the differences, things like that. Some of the stuff I've been talking about tonight. And so I was like, well, I don't want to collect all these rocks. It's kind of a hassle. They're not worth any money, and it just takes up a lot of time. And the rollers are much faster. So I grabbed a roller, and I'm rolling my field, and the rocks aren't disappearing. I'm like, well, it's probably just a graphical glitch, something funky going on, and it's not going to take them into consideration since I rolled my field and got the rocks dug back into the soil. Well, then I'm reading through some additional material, and I'd come across the fact that, oh, there's different size rocks, and some have to be collected, and others can be rolled. And that's when I said, I knew I shouldn't have listened to Sharko. And so, yes. There are a lot of different types of rollers now, too. There's grass rollers. There's probably at least three different categories of rollers now. Strong Ocho, welcome to the stream. Let me catch up with everybody. What's interesting to me is the three kind. Okay, I always tell my son, "Yep, got that." Seasons is a layer of gameplay. Some people put pineapple on their pizza too. Yeah, that's fair. I play full sim, except
on pizza.
I have a banker that donates 1 million a month and super strength and other things. Besides that, I play. Yeah, right. I hear you, bud. I play complete sim unless I don't. I think that throws you immediately into the cherry picker category. But who am I to judge? It's your game. Play it your way. Survival style gameplay or fantasy, nothing wrong. Exactly. Too Cool plays 100% accurate with Beck's mods. Oh yeah, that's realism to the T. Too Cool.
Oh yeah.
Considering, and don't get me wrong, I will never knock Beck's mods. Bex is a fantastic person who's done some great things. But I've always told, and I've told Bex this on stream. I've said, Bex, you need to dub your channel, or at least have a slogan of bigger, better, faster, more. Because Bex will take a mod and edit it until it holds 10 million liters and runs 800 miles an hour, and she's literally built a chain of equipment that you can connect to each other, that's like a harvester that connects to a cultivator that connects to a seeder, that and so all you got to do is drive your harvester down the field. It's got a 10 million liter tank on it, and while you're harvesting it, right behind you, you're cultivating it and seeding it and fertilizing it and the whole 9 yards, all in one pass, which is brilliant. It's a brilliant thing to do. But I don't think you're going to get away with calling that realism there. Too Cool. Finally, someone playing a map other than Elm Creek. Hey, Strong Ocho. Strong Ocho, I hope I'm pronouncing that. Yeah, Well, to be fair, we are, by audience request, we are playing Elm Creek on our regular streaming schedule. This is my Friday night, sometimes Saturday night, whenever I get a wild hair up my butt, impromptu stream where I just get on and play casual and hang out and chill with all these fine folks. I don't think I'm quite as clear as you think I am yet, caveman.
Oh, I can stop.
That outer edge may or may not be done. It's these ends that are giving me a headache. Got a lot of rocks off these two fields too. Here, I'll try to finish up this end and then maybe you can do the lime down here. I think that's all the rocks down on this part of the bubble. Lifehawk, I saw they're not. She's calling them beta versions, but Bex has already dropped half a dozen FS22 mods. Ports from FS19. Hey, Bruce Salter, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the stream. Enzo Uso, or Eno Uso, how you doing, bud? Welcome to the stream. Good to have you. I first played just to learn what implements attach to what and how stuff works. Oh, at first that's what you played for. Okay. Me too. And then I made the Ravenport walkthrough for beginners. Once I felt like I might know what was going on. And that's kind of become my claim to fame here. Not that I'm famous or anything, because I'm definitely not. I'm still a small-time guy, man, and it's all good. I'm just having fun doing what I'm doing. Right, caveman? We're always having fun, right? Okay, not always, but most of the time.
Trying to, at least.
Until Harv's all up in my grill about liming the field when he hasn't got the rocks off of it yet. And people compared me to Sharko, and there's a cool oh, that's a great point, Steven. Thank you for reminding me of that. Lifehawk was asking about quality of life improvements. Here's a big one. Yes, that's a big one. So, for example, if I go look at a harvester, right? Now, I think, man, maybe I'll buy this Rostel mash. What goes with it? Well, now they've added a combinations button. You click on combinations, and it gives you the headers that go with that trailer, or with that harvester. Pick any harvester, click combinations. Oh, there's a header trailer specifically designed for the header that goes with that harvester. Same here. This ideal, the Fent Ideal, 4 different headers you can buy. The combinations is a fantastic addition to the shop that has been needed for a long time.
Don't forget to show off the packs.
Oh, that's right. The shop has had some major upgrades. Used equipment. A new feature. Base game. Randomly, it's either once or twice a day, the used vehicle sale tab will update with new equipment that you can buy at a reduced price. Like this particular, looks like it's probably a slurry tanker. Is 50% off. You buy it used, it's going to have some time on it. Like this one's got 21 months. A fantastic addition. And Hammer Light, thank you so much for joining up, man. New member Hammer Light. Welcome to Harv's
the Green
World.
Machine.
And you are now a member of the Green Machine. Also, there is a packs tab. If I want to do grapes, since grapes is one of the new crops, I click on grapes, select it. Now I've got a list of everything the game thinks I'm going to need to do grapes. If I
Also,
want
the
to
DLC and mods pack or mods tab.
say what? Well, that's before you start the map, though, right?
No, no. If you look right under the key, there's
Oh,
the click on that,
mm-hmm.
and you'll see all the mods you have installed. And if you click on, just say for instance, the class Dominator, it'll show everything that's included with that mod.
That is yes. I'm
But
sorry.
it does not take into account placeable mods.
Yeah, because they're not. They're in a separate part of the shop now.
Yes.
But like for example, we grabbed this Reich pack before we jumped on. Click on that. There's 3 different Reich trailers that we could utilize. And I think we actually did buy the RT160 is what we're using on this playthrough. Yeah.
Oh, and how they manage the garage now, that's an improvement.
Oh, your actual garage?
Yeah, like if you click on your garage,
So
you
you
can.
yes, your garage is broken down into types instead of just being one big long line of equipment that you own. You now, okay, I own small tractors. I've got a Case Maxim. Medium tractors. Oh, I've got a FET 724 Vario. Cars, balers, forage wagons. So, yes, they've categorized the stuff in your shop. And oh my gosh, would I love to have that ability on on FS19 with my off the grid series. I probably have 500 purchased items in my garage for off the grid.
Did you finish the big field?
I did. I believe it's done. There's
Close enough's good enough.
not enough rock in there to cause us any real troubles. I found 2 pieces of rock in the lower field. I'm looking for more.
The other 2 were kind of
I got them.
on that hill.
Yep, right on the slope. So was that about it? There were four down here that
I
made.
think that was it.
Yeah, that's not bad for government work. Yeah, I agree with you, Eno. Is it Eno? Eno? I'm real particular about how I pronounce people's names. Names are such a personal thing to everybody that I try to make sure that I get that right. So if I mispronounce it, trust me, it's not for lack of trying.
If
But
you want to spell it out for him, that works too. Right?
now, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to tell me how to pronounce it, I'm down with that. Now this looks like a base game silo. It is not. This is a caveman custom silo that he has modified to handle bulk goods, including stones. So I can tip my rocks right in there. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. Caveman, what would I do without you?
I don't know. Probably try to do some of the stuff yourself.
Probably. I have done some of this stuff myself. Any customization to the shop? Yeah, it was about time for used equipment. In fact, I remember one stream, Ethan, who left not too long ago. I was asking, I was like, what farmer doesn't buy used equipment? Why can farmers not buy used equipment in this game? Why can't they do it? And he's like, yeah, we never buy new. It's ridiculous to think that we would. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. What farmer in this world would ever buy new equipment? Because we're talking, hundreds of thousands of dollars here. I'm going to see if I can pick these rocks back up. If not, they're fine where they are. But I figured, what the heck. So once you dump the rocks, the rock picker is done with them. It is not interested whatsoever. So
I gotta go get more.
It's pronounced any. Any. Okay? Any. I will try to remember that. Oh, Jeremy Clarkson for the win, Lifehawk. Oh my gosh, I love Clarkson's farm so much. Yeah, exactly, Lifehawk. It was terrible scrolling through all that crap. Okay, where are we at? Caveman is liming. I guess I need to get a cedar then.
Yes. And I need to get more lime.
Oh. Any way I pronounce it, you just use a random generator. Okay, cool. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, a good tractor, yeah. I think in a lot of cases you would probably spend more on a good tractor than you would on that sports car you're talking about. I don't want anything too rinky dinky here. But I know it's got to be something that'll handle these steep slopes. That little dinky thing is 300 frickin' horsepower? Are you kidding me? Ooh, this Lemkin. It's only 180 horsepower. It's 12 meters wide.
You should be able to pull that big Vader stat.
The one that we installed?
No, the big one. It should be right next to the Coon, and it should be between the Coon and the Lincoln.
Yeah, the problem is I don't know if that big train is going to pull up the hill on these steep slopes, you know what I mean? That's why I was looking at the Lemkin. It's lesser horsepower.
Oh.
It's not nearly as long. It's just as wide. I'm going to try that.
You got to also take into account the weight.
That's true. 5.3 tons versus 7.7. The Lemkin is lighter.
Okay.
All right. I done got me a cedar, and I can take back my rock picker. Yeah, I saw that, Lifehawk. I can't wait. I literally got such a kick out of Clarkson's farm, and this is coming from a guy who never heard of Jeremy Clarkson before. And yes, I know. How can that be? But it's the absolute truth. I got such a kick out of the first season that I'm definitely looking forward to the next one. And darn it, my bank was empty, and I'm driving around here. Oh, that's better.
You got seed there now, too.
Oh, well, thank you. Thank you very much.
I didn't know how much that thing held, so I only bought 2 bags, but we're going to need a lot more.
Right.
I would highly recommend going over and selling the silage bales because they are 100% fermented. The truck's already hooked up.
Well, I think getting the grass in is more important at the moment, right?
Well, we're going to need the trailer to haul bags of seed.
Oh, I don't want to do that.
you're gonna go through a lot of seed.
Are you done with the weeder?
Uh, yes, I think so.
Add a launcher to the rock collector. There you go. A little catapult. Yeah, so, in FS22, you could plant grass and it took almost no seed whatsoever, very little seed.
I mean,
Or in 19, but in 22, forget about it. 22, you go through a metric ton of seed to plant grass. And I think that's to compensate for the fact that you only plant it once. I mean, come on, you plant one time and you can harvest it 500. So bang for your buck on grass seed. You get a lot of bang for your buck. Oh, that's a good idea, Gary.
that holds more than 2 bags.
It held 5, and I could get at least another bag and a half in here.
Oh,
I've got 5,000 liters so far.
we might not need to. As much as that holds, we probably just be as easy to run it back over there to get more seeds than it would be to move bags around.
Oh, well, welcome back, James. I hope you had a very refreshing shower. I've always been a morning showerer myself. Never really got into the whole nighttime showering thing, but hey, whatever works for you, man. That is a big cedar. And I hope it's got some flexibility in it. Wait, oh. Yeah, it helps if I actually switch it to grass.
Yeah, that tends to help when you're trying to plant grass, doesn't it?
It does. It told me you cannot plant this fruit in May, and it was on wheat. Which is ridiculous, by the way. There are plenty of people who plant wheat in the spring.
Oh man, I haven't allowed this field yet.
Oh, crap. Well, I'll go up to the other field. Oops. I wasn't thinking. Which is not unusual sometimes.
Oh, and I cannot lime over top of where you planted.
Really?
No, I cannot.
So we'd have to cultivate that in order for you
Yep.
to be able to lime it? Oh, that's
By the looks of it.
that's a major weak sauce right there. Giants are getting finicky in their old age.
That's just one small little spot. I mean, do you really want to lease another cultivator or something?
Nope. Not even remotely worried about it.
I didn't think you would be.
But that was actually a really good suggestion. You collect your rocks. There should be something that, if you collect enough rocks, you could build a stone wall out of them or something at no cost. I like that idea a lot, actually.
I do too.
Talk about adding a little realism to your farming experience.
Right?
Okay, dude. We've got some funkiness going on here.
What's the funkiness?
I'm not going through seed nearly as fast as you have said we were going to go through grass seed.
I
I,
wonder if it's tied to difficulty then.
or if it's tied to the map.
Yeah.
Since
Because
this
I went
is.
through like 5,000 liters of grass seed to do a small field on Elm Creek.
I'm not going to go
I,
through nearly that much here.
when I say a small field, I mean a small field.
This is not a bad planter or bad seeder, though. Yeah, right? Right, strung oncho? Strung oncho. I think it's a great idea. You collect your rocks and then you can. The bad side of this cedar is it's got no flex to it, so you run into a spot that's on a steep angle. You can't get any planting done.
Yes, that is the bad
That's alright, I'll make it work. There you go. Sparky says you can make the stone wall mod work, Caveman.
side. I think that's going to involve scripting and stuff that I don't know how to do.
Yeah, reseeding some of this is going to be a bit of a challenge. Just because of the funky angles that it's on. There you go. Gary gets the royalties if you make that mod. Caveman, he says, I want the royalties, so. You read it here first.
Say, if you want the royalties, then you better make the mod because I'm pretty sure now that you've said it, it's out there. Somebody's going to know how to do it and be able to get to it a lot faster than I will.
I think Lifehawk was just trying to offer you the code for that mod in chat. Either that or he was watching a Star Trek episode. I'm not sure which.
Which was it, Lifehawk? Star Trek episode or trying to offer code?
I think it's a combination of both.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't really need fertilizer. Hardly any of this field.
Well, we've got plenty of fertilizer because God knows I filled that thing up in anticipation of doing contracts.
You didn't fill it up. You only put 4,000 liters in it.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yes, I know what you mean. You haven't even touched the contracts on this one.
Well, I tried to. It just deleted them.
Well, do you want to try again?
No, gotta make. Well, I guess we've got silage to sell. We gotta make some money somehow. We've been burning through it like a wildfire here.
Oh yeah.
That's a fair point too, James. Sometimes smaller tools are the better choice.
That's true.
I actually wasn't as concerned about the width as I was how much seed this thing would hold, because we were concerned about how much grass seed it takes to plant a grass field.
Yeah.
But I've only gone through 400 liters in the amount of grass that I've planted here, so
Well, we have enough seed to last a lifetime on this map.
or at least a long time.
At least a long time.
We don't even have any fields to use it on yet. Once this grass is planted, we're kind of done planting until we can afford fields.
Yeah.
You better be making a lot of frickin' silage, dude.
Mhm. Got silage to go sell.
I know. Actually, if we hadn't plowed out this field, we might have had a double batch by now.
Probably. It's
It's the new math. It's not important if the answer is correct as long as you did it the new way. Tell that to the people under the bridge when it falls down. That's a fair point, Gary. I think I want my engineers to have the correct answer.
exactly. I don't care how they got it, as long as it's right.
Hey, thank you for subscribing to Harv's World. Welcome, man. Appreciate having you with us. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Um, it's kind of similar to what it was before, at least as far as, I mean, if you go into your items menu, your sale items, there is the words next to. Well, they did add the words. So when you're ready to sell, yes, the words are there. But it's just icons if you're looking at a piece of equipment or something. The question is, can I get this little edge planted or not?
Might have to go about it in a funky way, but you can get it.
Oh, that works. I got it.
I have faith.
I got it. I just have to pull straight up the hill.
So, question for everybody out there. Is it bad that I bought a 5-pound bag of cotton candy today?
Probably. It depends how much is left.
About half a bag.
You eat 2.5 pounds of cotton candy?
Yes.
You know how big a 5 pound bag of cotton candy would have to be? I mean, cotton candy weighs like nothing,
It's pretty big.
right? Oh, I can't even think of that. I can't handle that much sweet. Nailed it.
Nice.
Yeah, we enjoy it, Eno. Eno. It's relaxing, you know? It's not FPS, go out and kill your neighbor as quick as possible. It's just chill, man. Listen to Harv trying to sound like a 16-year-old that he hasn't been in 40 years. It's just chill, brah. Totally chill. It is, though. Very relaxing, peaceful. Oh, you're killing me, dude.
Oh,
You're deleting the line that tells me where I didn't get seed in.
I faith you know where it's at.
James says don't tell your dentist about all that sugar, caveman.
It wouldn't matter. I ain't got no teeth, no way.
There you go. Oh, there it is right there. Yep. Caveman's bark is definitely worse than his bite. But only because he doesn't have any chompers. Although there's a very dramatic reason that caveman is called caveman. It's not just an affectation. He earned that name for something he did as a young man. If he wants to tell the story, he can. Although I'll say this too, something happened to Caveman in the last 24 hours. If he wants to share that, he can share it too, but I'm not going to, not without his permission.
Well, I'll share the story about how I got the name Caveman.
That's a good story.
Well, when I was younger, I was in the Boy Scouts, and we went on a camping trip. And where we were camping at, there was known to be coyotes. And I was actually carving an axe handle out of a piece of walnut with my knife. And one of the coyotes wandered into the campsite, and I beat it to death with a stick, or with the axe handle I was carving. They started calling me Caveman. And it kind of stuck ever since.
I can't for the life of me imagine why. So, do we just call you Captain? Captain Caveman?
You all.
I think I've got a spot here that I'm not going to be able to get. Oh, no, got it. I think this is probably the easier.
That's right, I play.
Exactly. iPlay knows what I'm talking about. I loved that cartoon when I was a kid, too.
I love that cartoon, too.
Well, yeah. It's you. It's completely you. Oh my god, I'm almost done with this. Hallelujah.
This field.
This field. Now, the next field is the real nightmare. I'm not sure this big cedar will handle it. But we're going to give it the old Harzerwold try.
Give it a old college try.
Yeah, same difference. No, I don't think Caveman's going to be a dad. Are you going to be a dad, Caveman?
Nope. Not anytime soon, anyway.
Nope, he's not destined for fatherhood at this point in life. It's his news to tell. I probably shouldn't even have mentioned it. That's all right. I think Caveman likes to be mysterious, so he's not going to cough it up until he's good and ready, if ever. Whoa. Grass.
That wasn't creepy at all.
At midnight, grass grew. Right behind the
Yeah.
planter.
Yeah. Hey, you can't miss what you had planted now, right?
Nope, can't miss that. That's different from 19. I almost think I like the night. So apparently your fields update at midnight. Is that my takeaway from this?
Apparently so.
No,
No.
Caveman didn't get married.
No, I didn't get married. No, I didn't win the lottery.
Although he has definitely mined plenty of coins. Unfortunately, those coins are worth like 1/100th of a penny or something, but he has mined a lot of coinage. For now.
The coins I have mined recently, I've mined right around 1.5 million of them, and the total value of that 1.5 million coins is $86.
There you go. And that's before he pays the electric bill.
Yeah, before I pay the electric bill.
Because if y'all know anything about crypto mining, it takes a lot of power.
Although before long, I might not have to worry about the power consumption.
Oh, why's that?
Might be getting solar panels.
Oh, very cool. A whole lot of solar panels to make sure you've got enough power for your crypto mining.
It's not even like I designed a system. I designed a solar system that would handle that and my whole house current
Okay.
load. It's going to take 12 panels and a 10 battery bank array. But
No,
that's also enough juice to last a week. With no sun.
no, Caveman did not buy a house.
Yeah, I've already got a house. Didn't buy a new one.
Yeah, we got him going now, Caveman. They are intrigued by whatever little life event happened to you.
I know. I love Harley's comment though.
What did I miss? I wouldn't hold
I
your
wouldn't
breath
hold
either.
your breath.
Yeah,
Scorpios are good at keeping things to themselves.
there you go. That was so weird that one's the stream that I told everybody it was your birthday. And then it turns out we have 3 people in the stream with the same birthday, and one of them's my bloody nephew of all things. That was just incredibly peculiar. Very, very odd situation.
Um, that was kind of funny. No, I did not buy a car. I will tell you, I did not buy anything.
Nothing was purchased in the making of this dramatic interlude.
No, I did not get a job.
There you go. Steve says, "It's okay, caveman. I care about you, but I don't care what happened to you."
Okay.
Does that work?
Yes, it does work.
Like, if you care about somebody, don't you, by its very nature, have to care about what happens to them?
I think what he means is yes, he cares about me, but he's not trying to
Pry
get it
into
out
your
of me.
life. Yes, I understand.
Exactly.
I know. You got a tattoo. That would probably
No, I didn't get a tattoo. No, I didn't change my hairstyle.
that would probably fall into the line of purchasing stuff.
No, not for me.
No.
I've got way too many friends that went and got their tattoo license.
Fair enough. Shoot, I wish I would have known you 10 years ago. I could have saved myself a whole buttload of money.
Heck, I've even done some tattoos. Got my own kit for tattoos. I mean,
Why
tattoo wouldn't have cost me anything.
how did I not know that that would be true?
What?
That you have your own
I
tattooing kit.
don't know.
Like, what part of my brain said, "Oh, it's caveman." Oh, wait, that's caveman. Yes, of course he's got a tattooing kit, because it's caveman.
Yes, I'm alive and well. No, I didn't clog a toilet.
There you go. No, that might have been me, actually. Kind of the apartment that I'm in right now kind of does have a bad toilet. It does not take much. I'm not going to say I can't drop the proverbial bomb when things happen, but it doesn't take much for this toilet to clog. A couple of good wads of toilet paper, I think, would do it. Almost got new grass in.
Almost. It only took, what, half a year?
A third of a year, a quarter of a year.
I already have some ink and I have some needles. We talked about the 2 mods earlier that I've done for 22,
Yep,
which are available for download in Harv's World Discord.
yep.
Currently PC only.
Oh man, dude, this section right here is not gonna plant. Not with this planter anyway, or not with this seeder. I cannot get it to trigger on that no matter what angle I go at it.
Probably going to be some weird funky Might have to just bite the bullet and lease a smaller cedar and plant it with a smaller one.
I don't know if it's big enough to warrant that.
Well, I mean, one spot might not be, but as many of them as there are, they're just little spots. It all adds up. It might be worth it in the long run.
As near as I can tell, this is the only spot now.
I'm looking at a spot right here in front of me.
Where is it?
Right there.
Oh, that's helpful.
No, I did not build a new PC.
Oh, I got
Hey,
part
there
of
you
it.
go. Smooth it out.
I wonder if
that's-
that would do it.
Landscape. Soften.
Are you going to smooth where I'm at the moment?
How do you make your brush big?
It's
Change
N
the
and
size.
M, I think. Philum Donnie, welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us. I need to catch up with
Okay.
everybody. But it's kind of been the caveman hour, so it's all good.
I smoothed it out. See if that helps. Then over here where this other patch is, see if that smooths it out enough to where you can get it.
Nope.
No.
Not yet. I'm going to try one more pass here. Oh, that got it. Okay, where's this other spot you're talking about? Is it in the lower field or the upper field?
You come around. It's if you follow the grass edge around, you'll see there's some right along the edge of that,
I see
and
it.
then you'll see an indent, and there's a bunch right there in that indent.
Yeah, this was just me missing my target on this edge right here, so that's fine. I got that.
Wish it was better internet. No, I didn't say 15% by switching to Geico.
That's great.
I mean,
did you? Did you? That's a brilliant response. Love that.
I mean, I pay like $600 a year for car insurance on like 5 vehicles.
One itty bitty little tiny spot that's gonna be a pain in my tuchus. Come on. Got it. Is there anything in
You
the
think
upper field?
Not that I saw.
Halla
haven't
frickin'
been-
Luya.
I haven't been back up there since we did it had the growth spurt.
Get rid of this thing. And we get up in 3.5 hours. Oh, he's not going to tell. Yeah, didn't even use one bag of seed for that grass. I think it might be this map.
It
Maybe-
might be.
Maybe some places are harder to plant grass than others.
Maybe. You know, before I keep driving all over this field seeing if it's taking fertilizer, how to check. It's pretty much 90%, 99.9% fertilized anyway. I guess that's pretty much fertilized.
Silage. There's silage. Best price animal dealer, tag place.
Plus, the animal dealer is better than the VGA.
It is today.
Oh, wow.
I'm off to try to find the animal dealer with our silage. This is gonna be bad. I'm gonna tip this like my name is Sharko.
Or if I can do it, you can do it.
Especially with the way traffic is now. This is so overloaded. If this was the States, I'd get pulled over for sure.
Not if you had a farm use plate on it. At least not around my place anyway.
James wants to know if you got baptized.
Nope.
It looks like at least the animal dealer appears to be on this side of the river. You hired a worker to run your conveyor belt and it's doing it better than you could? So what? You're like having him drive it back to your farm or something? That's kind of funny, actually. I never thought about that, but yes, you could have workers drive your conveyor belts back to your farm.
Never thought of that one.
Me neither, but it makes sense. Normally, I'd just hook it up to a tractor or a truck and tow it.
Same. Yeah, there you go, Harv. It's only illegal if you get caught.
That's fair. Well, there we go. There's a few $1,000s coming in. 9, 15. I don't know how much that actually ended up being. One way to find out. If we look at our finance menu, is there still a sold bales? Yes. Yep, 16,000 for our silage bales. How many thousand liters do we have in that bunker?
76,000.
Divide that by half, so we're looking at about 38,000 in the bunker.
I'm working on getting that collected.
Well, you know, all we got to do is sell off some more silage. Oh, you've got a conveyor unloading your bunker silage. Yeah, that's a good idea. We need to do that too. Alright, guys, it's late. Parents, do you know where your Sharko is? Been a good long,
Probably not.
gosh, well over 3 hour stream. Man, where does the time go?
I don't know.
I swear, it seems like we just started, right?
Right?
You have any final thoughts or words, Caveman?
Yeah, for everybody that was so wondering, still wondering, yeah, my sister had a kid.
Yeah, he's officially Uncle Caveman now. Uncle Caveman! Congratulations, Caveman. Seriously,
Thank you.
congratulations. All right, guys. Unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and this has been a great stream. It really has. Been a lot of fun, actually. One of the better impromptus that we've done. Let everybody get their congratulations into Caveman for his newfound unclehood.
Thank you, everyone.
Force feed the kids cotton candy. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for us for an impromptu Friday night. I hope everybody had a good time. We sure did. Look for us Sunday. We'll be back to our normal shenanigans, this time on Elm Creek, probably with Sharko. Until then, we very much appreciate you coming along for the ride. And until next time, you all take care.